Hey, welcome everyone. Tom here, Park Avenue Trading, your chief dealer, keeping you sane in these insane markets. It is 7:30 a.m. on Monday, October 28th, 2024. And my camera's off, but okay, you don't get to see my pretty face today. I'll make an appearance later, so you get your fix. But anyway, it is amazing. If you watch the weekly analysis, we hit a weekly point last night on the open, and it's just crazy. I mean, look, we had a gap up right here. The gap has now been filled, and also I'm going to do a video on that. Not all gaps are filled. Okay, that's a fallacy. About 78% of the time gaps get filled on the same day, and then it goes dramatically less as we move forward in time. I mean, there are some people that are still waiting for a Dow gap to fill that's been around, I think, since 1976. So that gap never got filled. So it's not true, but this one did get filled. I mean, it did come down. It didn't come and close it completely, but good enough. I mean, it actually could, but I'm not really too concerned with that. What I think that we got here is we got minor support right at this level, right around 55. We got a bit. Oh, this bloody thing. I'm trying to use this thing right here. 50. Let's go 50. I'll even go up to 58. We got minor support here at 58 right now. Now, if the market flips down through this, we could travel lower to the lower level. We have major support, weekly support, 150, 180, and then below that it's even lower. But doesn't look like dollar yen is gonna move down. But who the heck knows? Like I talked about the market paradox in the other video. So you got to be. I hate to sound like I'm not just gonna go tell you to buy dollar yen. I can't do that because first of all, you're not me. Even if I did do that, if I don't like it, I'm going to escape. I'm going to get out of the trade. So I like to give you points to follow. So right now, there is a light support right here at this, like, say, 55 level. What I mean by light is that we could travel back down to the 150, 180 level. No problem. Okay. If it breaks 150, 180 because something happened, or the market, the big boys are coming in trying to create a market paradox, then we got the lower levels. But right now, as I see it, I'll give you short-term lower levels. 50, 250. Yeah, it's like 150, 180. Below that's 150, 160, 150, 165. I'll even put it down there, 150, 165, which is really tight. I mean, it's kind of close. 57, that's close enough. Those are the two levels. Now, if right now we can get over 153.10, we are showing strength to going back up towards that 153.89. Above 153.89, we got 154.30. That's the shorter term resistance, 154.30. Then the 154.86, and above that opens up the 156.48. So that's what we're looking like in dollar yen today. So the main pivot point for the day is 153.10. If it can get over that, close above it, Queen confirms it at I don't know, a client, just asking a subscriber asking about, like, what does the Queen confirm mean? Well, I generally try to analyze the next bar, how it's reacting. I'm not always successful with it, but what I'll do is, since I trade 1 hour charts, I'll drop down to even 15-minute charts to watch to see what's going on, to get a tighter idea of if the market's going to, if the next bar is going to confirm that movement. And I'll use a small time frame to do that with. All right, so let's go over to sterling dollar. Sterling dollar has been in a tight range. Okay, as it stands right now, it does need to get over 130.31 in order to shake off this weakness. It's been just coiling, and really, it's a really tough trade to call. Like, this is basically the coil that's been happening right there. So therefore, the old adage is, if it breaks out of the box, it's going to rally, right? So, but that's not. I don't always follow that. So hang on a second. Let me get you some better points in sterling dollar for the day. Okay. Got a really tight point, 129.59, right there. Now, what I would say is, if we could stay above this, we have a lower level right here that would act as minor support right here, this area right here. If it will let me draw the box right there, act as minor support on the day. If it breaks through this, we're definitely heading down to the low itself. I wouldn't even use. I would have to go into here and look at this low bar's close. This one is a little bit too high for me. I would actually use that low bar's close. So we wouldn't be breaking out of the box at that point of the channel itself. But if we do, we're heading towards 128.75. So short term, I would think, to show any breath of life, 130.10 before the 130.30. Now, the 130.30 was a weekly point to get over. And it's tight because it's been tight. So got 2 points here. We got 129.55. Okay. If it breaks through 129.55 on the lower level, it's probably heading back down to the 129, the figure level. If it breaks that, then we got support at 128.75. If it breaks 128.75 on the day, then we're looking at really 128, say 35-ish. And then we got the 128, the figure right behind it. So sterling basically still is in a coiling mode, a channel. It's not really showing anything at the moment. It's actually still in a bearish mode. Now, it all depends. Dollar yen starts to rally, and sterling yen, which we're going to go over next, basically stays stable, then the sterling's going to fall. But if sterling yen is rallying, and it's going to be holding up the sterling dollar. I've been talking about the crosses a lot, because you got to understand the relationships of the components of the cross. There is no such thing as sterling yen. There's no currency called sterling yen, obviously, right? It's a synthetic thing. So it's just like, the gold-silver ratio. There's no such thing as a gold coin and a silver coin together. No, it's the gold-silver ratio. It's what percentage of what equals what, right? So the same thing with sterling yen. It's what percentage of, how many yen do you need to buy a pound, right? And that's all it is. So anyway, let's move over to sterling yen, and that's another one that hit a weekly point like immediately on the get-go. All right, sterling yen actually blew. The open was just a sick gap. I mean, as you know, you lived through it, right? With me, I wasn't trading it, but I was long sterling yen at 197.31 with a stop loss at 197.03. I did call that trade, and I did sell 1/3 of my position, like 198.35. And then it came off. I was like, oh wow, because I had resistance at 198.35, 198.40. I just sold another piece off at 198.06. So I got 1/3 left, and I moved my stop to 197.50. But I slept through this. I didn't see 190. Not that I would sell it. I would have moved my stop down for a piece at like where I sold it at, and I would have been stopped anyway. So the result would have been the same. However, right now we are standing at a support point at really with this 197, 90 level. We had that main support, a weekly support that I talked about, 197.20, and that was good for the dailies as well. As you see, like that price point it came up with before all this stuff happened, it actually created a channel right here. Once it broke out of the box, boom, we took off, right? But that was an anomaly, like that. I don't know what caused that. Maybe I really do think that the U.S. elections have a lot to do with this, and big boys are positioning themselves for either a Trump win or a Harris win, and not to get too political, but like Trump is supposed to be known as like a dollar hawk, and he wants to make sure he protects it as the reserve currency, and that would make sense because right now he's up in the polls right now. Supposedly, I have no idea. These things are just manipulated as well, and that would make sense because that's why they bought dollar yen like they did. And they should actually, actually buy the dollar versus a lot of different things, but that hasn't happened. Sterling, okay, sterling hasn't fallen that much, so I think that's really, it's still like a realignment. People don't really know what to do. I am in that same camp. I have no bloody clue, like, so I'm basically just taking it one day at a time. So sterling yen, let's get some tighter points on this. And hang on here. I'm going to tell you this. All right, sterling yen. Support 197.92 right now. I have a trigger price right here. I got an important point at 198, say 198.11. Really, it's right here, 198.11. This is an important point. If it comes down through this and breaks this support, it's probably going to come back down and fill this gap right here. Okay. If it could stay above this point, it's probably tracking back up to the 199, the figure level right here. 199. If it breaks that, and it breaks this top, the next level is 200 even. So it's not really that far away. If it gets through that, then the next level is 200.35. So that's what we're looking like in sterling yen right now. So basically what I'm saying is sterling yen is supported right here, short term right here. There's kind of like an internal pivot right here, like a really tight pivot off of this leg right here. Basically saying if we could stay above this, we're going to be going back up to this level right here, 199. So we got 198, say 10 is the pivot point. It's there right now. It should be showing strength going up to 199 and then attacking the figure. If we break through this 10, close below it, and close below this point, we're probably heading back down into this 197.50, 197.20 main area of support. Let's go over to euro yen. Again, this is another one that broke through weekly levels. So let me get some points for the day. Okay. Euro yen, 164.80. Right there. Support on the day, 164.80. If it breaks down through this, we're going to probably fill this gap in here, go down to like 164-ish 20. All right. It's still now it's showing a little bit of a bid tone to it because of the dollar yen. I think that it has a potential to touch this level, come down through it, track around this area. If we could stay above this, we're definitely heading towards well, 165. The next level is really tight at 165.60. That's the next level that it has to get up through. That's close enough. That's the next level it has to get through. If we could get through that, then it's going to attack this high at 165.83. The next level above 165.83. Oh, hang on. I got to come up with that. The next level above is 166.36. And then I don't have anything as far as volatility is concerned to 168. It opens up to 168, 166.36 right there. So right now we got support on the day at 164.75. we got kind of a, I wouldn't say a trigger price. I would say basically another level that if we can get above, we're going to get through. We should be able to get through. If we close above, Queen confirms, go down to lower levels, go a level of time frames to check it out. If we get through that, we can get through this 166.10 level, 166.36, and then I honestly don't. I could lie and say, oh, I got something at 166.80. I know, and I got nothing to 160 like 795. So that's huge volatility. So that would mean right now, I mean, as far as it stands, if it breaks and opens that to it, all shit is going to happen, man. People are going to be like, they got to run to the doors, man. So they're caught off sides. Now, I'm always looking for that. I love that when that happens because that's a big move, but a lot of times it doesn't materialize. So I'm not talking out of both sides of my mouth. I'm just saying that's what I got. It could be a slow grind up where then I can get to calculate points in between, which would be great. Or it could be just this massive pop, which I side on, I think it's the former, not the latter. I think it's going to be it's not going to really just explode. I think it's going to be slow grind because it has to do, again, with this election. All right, so that's the analysis I got for you on the day today. Please, if you like what you see, like and subscribe. Share the videos far and wide. Want to build a big trading community. Also, leave some comments. Tell me what you think about my analysis. And remember, always enjoy the party. Dance near the door. Cheers.